Let's go. Arch Manning was never supposed to be a Heisman favorite from the get-go. Reason why I'm talking about this, because, they talked about, Bronny James getting in the league, because of nepotism, and probably so. Arch Manning is going to be a great quarterback, you know, for Texas and in the NFL. But let's not act like nepotism played a part of the Heisman favorite. I mean, first of all, I believe the dude name was Ewert that started last year for Texas. Arch Manning got in sparingly. So how do he get the front runner of being a Heisman candidate when he ain't even played a year before, really? You know what I mean? So like I say, I ain't mad at him, but Heisman candidate Arch Manning had some good games and he had some terrible games this year. And I believe, I don't know, Texas, what they finished, 8-4, 7-3. I don't even know what they finished. But Arch Manning was never supposed to be no Heisman favorite. You know what I mean? And like I say, it was just, based on the Manning name, which is, hey, Peyton was one of the greatest of all time. Eli won 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, matter of fact, it all started with the father, I think Arch Manning, if I ain't mistaken, back in the day. So, I ain't mad at none of them. But for all them networks prior to the season to jump on Arch Manning, you know what? You know what I mean? And then now, you don't even hear Arch Manning's name even for next year, even though it's a little premature. But I'm just saying that to say, you don't never know what nobody going to do till they get on the court, the field, or whatever the case may be. But, the whole point of the matter is it was just it was way more nepotism than Arch Manning was great, and probably had a brilliant high school career, but who didn't? There's a lot of players, NFL, NBA, soccer, or you name it, that had great high school career, and most of them would be good collegiate players, and the majority of the sports, for that matter, a lot of high school stars don't even go on to play collegiate sports. You know what I'm saying? So, the whole thing was based on the Manning name. They stopped running with it after game 2, but they was running with it like a horse race, prior to the season, and then Arch Manning had 2 terrible games, and there's not a knock on Arch Manning, but he never should have been the Heisman favorite, coming into the season. And like I said again, I'll say it again, I just said that because of how, Bronny James got in the league, it's a big difference because Bronny James never really played no college ball, and he's going to be a role player at best in the NBA. But the point of the matter was it was all based on nepotism. Just like this channel, let me know what you think in the comments.